Hi friend, and welcome to my kitchen. In this video, I am going to show you how I dice and freeze dry my potatoes. We'll be doing the red skin potatoes, and at the end I'm going to show you how I put these up for long-term or short-term storage. I'll also show you some different ways that I use these potatoes. These potatoes make such a nice convenience food. So let's get started. I'm just using this vegetable brush and scrubbing up the potatoes. And then I just got these peelers and I gave them a try a little while ago and I love them. This is the standard peeler, but I'll have to show you what these ones do. The cool thing is it has this little tool here, so if you have like an eye on the potato, it will dig it right out for you. This has a really cool, like a julienne type blade on it. It made nice little pieces of potato. I'll show you what this other one does. This is the Easy Peel serrated edge. If you have a stubborn spot, like if the potatoes are extra tough, this peels so much easier than the other one. And then you just snap these all together and they just fit neatly in your drawer. It's a very inexpensive tool to have on hand. So I'm gonna link these down in the description below. I got all of the potatoes cleaned and ready to go into the Breville. And this has a slice and dice that will save me so much time. I have used this over and over again and I just love it. Top back on. I have 50 pounds of potatoes here and it took a while to get them all prepped, but if I had to dice all of them on top of that, I would be here all night. And I'll get this on and show you how wonderful it works. I forgot to cut these ahead of time. Pause this, open it up, and take a look inside. If this was the last batch, there's a thing that pushes the potatoes down through, but we've got quite a few batches yet to do. Look at that. All them potatoes. This is the 12mm size. I tried to do bigger sizes last time and they don't rehydrate nearly as well. These are very easy to rehydrate. So I decided to go back to this size. And I forgot to say why I leave the peelings on. I just like the added color. And I know that there's some extra health benefits to it as well. Look at them beautiful potatoes. I love that this has such a large capacity also so that I can dice quite a few before I have to dump them up. All right, I'm just gonna keep dicing these up and I'll show you what they look like when we're all done. Okay, all of the potatoes are now diced and I have water over here boiling and ready to put these potatoes in and get them blanched. This one is boiling. I have big pots. That'll save me a lot of time. And give it about 3 minutes and then I'll check it. All right, I think these are done. I have a big bowl of ice water here. Ideally, I'd have a table over on this side, but I think this will be okay. I'll just take the lid off this one. I have potatoes in here also. Get them in the ice water. And this way, the ice water will help stop the cooking process. Most of the time, you wouldn't do it on such a large scale. I just had 50 pounds of potatoes I needed to use up, so but I wouldn't recommend normally doing this much all at once, but I feel like if I'm gonna make a mess, I just as well do a bunch while I'm at it. I'll stir these around, make sure they get nice and icy. It's already melted all the ice. And then I'm gonna transfer these potatoes back into a container so that I can keep reusing this bowl. And it's good to strain out as much as you can on these potatoes so that you're not putting as much water in the freeze dryer. I think I'll actually put these in the sink and run them through another strainer after I get done here. So we'll come back here whenever I get all of these blanched. I have all the trays here ready to load up. I may have more potatoes than I have space on these trays, but we will see. So I'll just dump some of these out. And I'll only be filling these up to the top of the pan. I might round it up just a little bit. We got 10 large trays full of potatoes, and then there's about a gallon of potatoes left over here. And I'll just put them in the freezer. There's not enough to fill a whole nother freeze dryer, so there's enough trays filled here to do 2 loads in the freeze dryer. I have lids like this that I put on the top of the ones that are not going to go into the freeze dryer. And the nice thing about them is they just snap right on the top of it. So the lid just snaps right on the top like this, and you could put it in the freezer and it won't get freezer burnt, and it'll be fine until the first load gets done. And then as soon as that first load's done, I'll get these out of the freezer and slide them into the freeze dryer as well. So I have to close off the drain valve. I put a bucket here so that this drain can drain inside of it. So let's get this loaded up. There we go. Get the door closed and latched, and then I'm going to push continue. It's the freeze dryer's job to finish this process. That was a long day, but it'll probably take about 2 days to finish this at least, and it may even take 3 since I have so many potatoes in there, but we will come back when it's ready to take them out of the freeze dryer. I think these potatoes are ready, so I'm going to hit cancel. And then I'm going to open up the drain. And then once all the air is out, I'll be able to open the door and check them. All right, there we go. And what I'm looking for is cold spots. I gave these potatoes extra time because I want to make sure that they're done, and they all feel done. They're all ready, so I'll get these inside and get them bagged up. All right, I always like to try to work fast when I'm bagging these up. It's not very humid in here today, but I am baking, so I have this large funnel. I don't use it all the time, but it's handy for things like this. And I'll be using the 1 gallon Harvest Right bags. And the reason I'm using a gallon size is because I pour these up into a jar anyhow whenever I open them. And I go through quite a few potatoes. I feel like the gallon size might be a little too big, but then the quart size is too small. Hi, how are you? So Moose saw that some of the potatoes landed on the ground, so he decided to come over here and clean them up. One tray filled a bag about 3/4 filled, and again I had a lot of potatoes on the tray, so it normally might not fill this much. I'm just going to kind of bend this over and set this aside because I don't really want to open my oxygen absorbers until I'm ready to put them all in the bags. I'll just keep filling these bags up, and whenever I get done, I'll show you how I seal them up. I think I'm going to use this jar to fill one of these because I know I'll be using them soon, and it'll just save one of the Harvest Right bags. And so I have this great big funnel here. I'm just going to put that in there. It'll just make this process a little cleaner. I'm already making a big enough mess all over my counter because I filled these trays so full. And it looks like I'll have just about the exact amount to fill a 2-quart jar with a little left over. And the thing is usually when I'm opening one, I'm going to be using some. So these gallon-sized containers should work out just perfect. I'm going to get out 5 of these oxygen absorbers. And I try to cut in a way that I can reseal the bag up, so I just quickly get them out and then get it resealed. I have to adjust the sealer for this plastic because it does not take as much for this. I'm going to grab 5 of these, and then I'm just going to right away get these sealed back up. I usually try to do 2 different seals on it. So now I have it sealed back up, and I did a double seam so I can make sure that it's sealed. And now I'll get one of these oxygen absorbers in each of these bags. I'll just go ahead and get it sealed as I go. I usually do a double seam on here as well. I don't reuse these bags. Sometimes though, if I'm only taking out like half of the content, then I'll cut it off and then reseal it just above where I cut it. I may do a third one just to be sure. I know it's kind of overkill. Show you on the back here where it's sealed up. I'll quickly get the rest of these done. You want to make sure that you smooth this edge out, because if there's any puckers, it won't seal. So now I just got to write on here so I don't forget what's in here. We have 4 gallons of potatoes plus this 2-quart jar. And then I have 5 more trays that will go in the freeze dryer as soon as the Harvest Right thaws out. Now that our potatoes are all done, they will make such a nice convenience food. And I usually let them rehydrate for just a short time because they're a smaller size, they rehydrate quite quickly. And my favorite way to fry them is on the Blackstone grill. What I do is I just put some bacon grease on the griddle. And of course the bacon grease just makes it great anyhow, but I put the bacon grease on the griddle and then I put my rehydrated potatoes on top of that, and I just fry them. And it makes a really crispy outside, and then it's kind of fluffy on the inside. So that's my favorite thing to do with these potatoes. These potatoes are great for mashed potatoes. You just cook them as you normally would. It does not take as long because they've already been blanched. You warm them up and kind of mash them a little, and you have some nice, fresh, red skin mashed potatoes. Another thing that we really enjoy is the hobo breakfast. So I rehydrate the potatoes and then I use them just as I would with like frozen potatoes or whatever. I put them in a foil and then I add any of the toppings. So usually we do eggs, onions, green peppers, and bacon or sausage or anything that would add flavor. Sometimes we do a 3-meat blend. And we'll usually add some cheese on top of that. And then we just wrap up the foil and put it either over the fire or we put it over the Blackstone. The possibilities are endless for these potatoes. Basically, once you rehydrate them, they're just about the same as a regular potato if you peel it, dice it, and blanch it a little. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy content like this, click subscribe so that you can join me here again next time. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day. Bye for now.